So funny. Hi everyone, my name is Arvind Prasad and I head the charging infrastructure business here at Ather Energy. So we've been getting a lot of questions around charging infrastructure and interoperability on the forum, so let's look at one of them. Ather Energy recently joined hands with VIDA to build the world's first interoperable two-wheeler charging ecosystem. Can you tell us more about this? Sure. I think one of the biggest challenges that we've been seeing in the EV two-wheeler space is that there has been a closed charging infrastructure that's being built up. What this means is a customer that buys a vehicle from one OEM was able to do fast charging at the fast charging station that specific OEM set up, right? And as you can understand, it's very cumbersome and also creates confusion on where they can do fast charging. This problem is largely solved for the four-wheeler OEM ecosystem, but I think it's a big problem statement that we needed to figure out and solve in the Indian two-wheeler EV ecosystem space. So let's talk about what interoperability is, right? So interoperability is the idea of letting a customer be able to charge their two-wheeler in any charging station, right? But in order for interoperability to happen, just to simplify things, there are about three shake hands or three contracts that need to happen. First, the hardware mating needs to happen, so which is the grid connector to the vehicle inlet, that has to be able to speak properly or connect properly. Second, there is communication protocols that also need to get signed off to ensure that you can start charging, stop charging, and understand status of charging. And the third layer on interoperability is what we call charging management systems. They need to be able to talk to each other so that you can settle anything related to the commercials later on, right? So in order for interoperability to happen, there's a lot of work and a lot of thought needs to happen, especially if you want to be able to be the first country that makes it happen globally. So what Ather decided very early on in our journey is that we really want to collaborate on the charging infrastructure side of things. So early on, we made our connectors, our connector free for anyone to be able to use it. And then we worked with the government and various departments to make it an official Indian standard. And now we're very happy that both the protocol and the standard is an official Indian standard. And then finally, we started figuring out what is the tech required to make this happen, right? And in this case, with VIDA, what we ended up doing is try to understand how to make those three contracts work, understand how connector adoption can happen, how we can solve for the charger to scooter communication, and then get all the data around that so that we can make commercial settlements happen. So a lot of this magic that is happening basically means that now Ather customers now can go charge at both the Ather charging station and the VIDA charging station. Similarly, a VIDA customer now can charge at the VIDA charging station and Ather charging station. This also helps create a dense network for everyone to be able to access. And finally, the goal behind this is to get more OEMs on board, work with various different players so that India can have a fast, reliable, scalable, and interoperable charging network. And that's all there is to this interoperability.